So the track that you've just heard is a rock track called Bitter that I have mixed, and so I'm going to give you a rundown of what I've done to that mix. So I'll start with the kick. So the kick is 3 different kick mics. We've got the kick in, kick out, and then sub kick. So I'll play them all together. So the kick in I'll start with. It's just got some compression with a DBX 160, then an SSL channel, which both started with presets, and then, like I do always, then customized. And then kick out is just the DBX 160 again, same compressor, but this time instead of a boost in the low end, I've got a cut because it was very boomy, and it's not up very high in the mix at all. Then the sub kick is just the same compression settings, and then a boost at about 45 Hz and a cut off at 250. And then on the snare, there's a CLA 76 compressor, along with a SSL channel, both presets which I have customized, and then there's just a graphic as well to cut out a bit of ring in the snare that I didn't want. And then snare down is pretty much the same compressor, cut out the ring, and then again EQ, SSL channel EQ, and then the snare, there's a snare sample included as well. Same compressor, pretty similar EQ, and then again to cut a bit of ring. And that is the snare sound, and there is reverb as well sent off to buses. And then a hi-hat, low and 76 compressor, just not compressing it very much, just at the peaks. Cut off around about 300 Hz, but it's not a very sharp cut, and then a boost at around 6k. And then toms, I've just used the SSL channel again, which I always just do, and then just put it on the preset and mess with it. Pretty simple. And on the overheads, I have got 1176 compressor, and then an SSL channel set to the overheads preset again, messed with the EQ, and then I've put an exciter on that just to further improve and add some nice crisp top end. And then there's a mono overhead, but that's just all the way down pretty much. It was just for a bit of ambience, which is just the same compressor and EQ. And then there's a room mic, which has got an 1176 compressor slammed on it. And then what I mentioned in the last overview, this preset in the SSL channel, which I really like on drum rooms. And then there's a tambourine, which is just very slight EQ compression, and then just a bit of EQ, and then a shaker, which again, just a bit of compression, a bit of EQ, and then a bass DI, which has got a Puig Tech EQ on it, compressor, and then guitar rig with just a DI, and then a bit of EQ, which is just a bit of boost in the very lows. And then distort has just got the same compressor on it, no EQ. And then bass amp, which has got the same compressor and a bit of EQ, and a bit of EQ to bring up the top end. Please yourself. And then here's all the guitars now, which there is a lot of, and they're all panned appropriately, and they've all just got compression and EQ with a 1176 and an API 8 550B. You can. and there's acoustics mixed in with that as well. And then on like, there's just very slight compression with a tube compressor and a bit of EQ. Same on the Hammond as well. And then on the lead vocal, you can see I was doing a lot of experimentation with the lead vocal, but in the end I just ended up with a H comp, and then some EQ, and then a limiter, and then it's double tracked. I don't wanna get bitter and then backing. Twisted, just wanna stay. And they just have the same compression settings and different EQ and a DSR. And then over to the buses, there's the drum bus. Vocals, guitar, bass, parallel compression again, which I've used the H comp, which I really like to use. And then it did have separate buses for vocals and delay, but in the end I was struggling with it, so I just decided to use the CLA vocals. And then on the vocal bus as well, I've got just a bit of an EQ and then another limiter, just to keep everything in shape. And I've got a bit of EQ on the bass as well, just to bring a bit of the top end out. Now moving on to the stereo out, I've got just a bit of a bringing it down by minus 2.7 dB, and then I've got the NLS channel, which I like to use as well, which is a mixer emulation. And then the Abbey Road vinyl, which is set on the Mix Bus Hi-Fi. And then an F6 RTA just to cut a bit of the low end out and boost a bit of the higher low end. And then the level 3 multi-maximizer, which is just stopping the peak. So it's attenuating by about 3 dB. And that's just a loudness meter. And then at the end, I've got a bit of automation to fade in and out the track.